Stefflon Don, we all know him. Her.
Okay.
Wow.
We all know
That's
her.
a lot of bunda to ignore.
We all know her as, what's his name's ex?
Bona.
Yeah, Burna Boy's ex. She has this tweet up, and it goes, "A woman who didn't help a man achieve his fortune shouldn't be entitled to half of his earnings." That's Stefflon Don for you. And I'm thinking that she's saying this because of the whole Achraf Hakimi thing, which we spoke about last week, if you remember. I think there's a lot of people, a lot of men who are standing with her on this stance. You actually expressed exactly the same thing last week, didn't you?
Why are you reaping what you didn't sow? Like, it doesn't make sense to me, though. It doesn't make any sense to me.
And since then, there's been the hashtag, is it hashtag Hakimi or hashtag, I can't remember the hashtag.
So the thing is, people always talk, but it's just very simple. How do you break up with someone? How do you break up a marriage and you end up on the Forbes list? Come on now. It's unfair now.
Planning.
It's a
lot
long
of
game.
scheming.
Yeah,
the long game, actually,
Long game.
in fact.
All right.
You know what I think here? I think that somehow the system, the governmental system, has no idea on how to give women enough leverage or an advantage. So they just put a place up for them where they can practice thievery, theft, in their own ease.
Legally.
Legally stealing half of what you've worked for your entire life. Just so it looks like, okay, even if they don't have the strength men have, you know, they can get something at the end of the day off your back.
It's just practically
very
unfair.
simple way.
Like, it's unfair. If you guys are going your separate ways, break out bread. Use a breaking bread. Make everybody they go.
How much did you come with?
The way she puts it makes it
But
seem like as if...
isn't that why, you know, like we were talking about this last week, why, you know, prenups have come into place and whatnot. And
So I was about to say exactly that it becomes like the marriage institution becomes like a business. If you're going to go into it, this is how much I'm bringing in.
To an extent,
20%.
it has become a business.
It
now,
is.
the question is, from the point where you get into this marriage, right? From what your partner starts to make, do you calculate it from that? How much did you bring in? You get me? How much did you bring in? How much did you take out? Now, for me, I understand that you need a certain level of upkeep, but that's half. That outright 50% is sometimes just crazy.
Ridiculous. Bro, it's ridiculous.
And it just shows another side to go and show that this isn't even about love anymore. It's as if some people intentionally go into these relationships knowing that, like he said, they're going to reap what they didn't
But gang,
sow.
it was surprising to know how often that happens, how frequent that instance is. The next girl to you, whom you perhaps maybe even work with or see on the street, it actually has such a scheme ongoing, even while she's in a relationship with somebody else.
Standard.
It's something that I've experienced. Why is it that each time we start to show your glasses already have...
It's his thoughts.
No,
It's
but
empty
we
his
started late
thoughts.
now.
It's empty his thoughts.
No, but we started late.
Well, let me go back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's a frequent thing. It's more frequent than you think. Only just this week gone by, there was a lady who was arrested by the EFCC for defrauding a German of $250,000 love scheme. I mean, I'm wondering exactly how do people fall for love schemes? What do they tell you that you now start sending money to Africa? This lady in Africa.
Are you trying to get pointers so you can start up?
Maybe. I don't know, but how do love schemes work?
I can never understand that thing. Like, somebody on the other side of the ocean, they send me email and I'll be like, oh, this person
I said,
will
how?
take my money.
No, some people don't. But human beings, some people are that gullible.
Yeah,
and sometimes, you know, mankind in general, there's this need.
Desperation?
Not desperation per se, but sometimes there are a lot of people that have good hearts out there that are willing to help strangers. And some people will capitalize on your greed.
While you're helping a
as well.
stranger, you say, you want to get your rocks off them.
At the same time, there are different ways to look at it. Some people are greedy, and then some people are just willing to help.
Generally, for any fraud to succeed in life, there has to be an element of greed on one side.
Yeah.
Because if you are thinking rationally, come on, the signs are there now. But that greed, no, they let person seriously.
You know what really kills me about this thing?
What?
The phone calls. If you love me, send me money.
Nah,
you don't want to pay my school fee.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, because the way those people see Africa is different from the way we see Africa. We're actually more enlightened than them. So if you ask the average white man, and you'll be very surprised, even in America, how many countries are in Africa? They can't tell you. They even think Africa
is the country. Yeah.
They think Africa is the country one. They don't believe we have internet. They think we still jump from trees to trees. So, like, very few of them are exposed. That's why things like that still thrive. We know more than You know a lot of things. Americans, Europeans, they don't know. The only thing they know is that their country, where they live. Not even their country, their accounts. That's all they know.
Yeah.
Anything outside that, I mean, you'll be surprised to find out that the Americans have never been to New York.
Yeah,
like
true.
Like, they live in America and they've never...
And they're
like,
always very excited when they get to go there.
And you, in this your small
Africa,
part of
you've gone
Africa,
there,
you've
you've
gone
come
around
back.
the world.
True, that
So
happens.
it's different.
Listen, guys, hey, that's the topic from last week, but let's...